We're live. What's up,
Hello,
everybody?
Belgian
We got a
Nation.
bunch of people in the side chat already. Wind Road is on the road. Imagine that. She's listening in. Gma and Gpa are here. Keith Hibbert's in the house. Got Karen from Ireland. Mandy the Machine. What's going on? What's going on? Lady Tam, 55. Hello, hello. iPhone Tim is in the house as well.
Hey, guys.
All the people we just left.
We
Seems like we left a week
made it
ago.
home.
Right.
Yay. We actually we got home ahead of time.
5:30.
Yeah. We were planning on like 6:15, I think was the plan.
Yeah.
And for those of you that didn't know,
We
we
made good time.
traveled from Florida to West Virginia and back.
But we went to West Virginia on two bikes and we came back to Florida on one bike.
On one bike, yeah.
That's a whole different story. Hey, Key Fob Bob. Damn it, Doug. All right. How's your knee, buddy?
Yeah, I want to know how everybody else is doing. We were talking about, I think mom sent out the email and it was the
Hi, Thomas.
three bad things. Bad things come in threes, and it's all Winroad's fault because she's the one that brought it up and said that.
Charles
So,
Lang.
girlfriend, you jinxed us. Which is funny because she always goes around like, "Oh, you jinxed us now."
Eric
It's
from Georgia's here.
when number two
Hannah's
happened.
here.
She was like, "Oh, it comes in threes." I'm like, "Really?"
Hannah, you'll have to go look at the video because I did. I wrote on the back part of the day yesterday.
So tonight's live is just gonna be talking about the last week and what happened. A lot of videos I put out, especially being on the back of a bike. I was able to put some stuff out yesterday and today,
Ken
especially when
Shanks in
I
the
was like
house.
falling
What's up,
asleep.
Ken?
Is there anybody else that's like
James
two
Colvin.
upriders in here? Because where's our two upriders? I want to know.
For the
'Cause
record,
that
I said things happen in threes, not bad things. Well, I don't know if Wind Road can see, but I'm repping Wind Road's shirt tonight because Silver, and for those of you that don't know, my bike is named Silver. I am unoriginal. I can't think of names. I have silver and I have red. Guess the colors of the bikes. Silver and red. So anyway, Silver is in the back of her RV, having a nice little leisure trip back to Florida. So he's going to go camping with her. They're going to be by the campfire together, maybe have some s'mores, just hanging out. And we'll see him when he gets here. I think he's going to be home on like the 14th, which would be our 25th wedding anniversary. And since my 25th wedding anniversary wife won't be here, at least the bike will be here.
your other girl will be here. We all know
Winroad
it.
said she'll come hang out with me. So
Yeah. Thanks for filling in for me. So that wasn't the first thing that happened, though,
no,
the
that wasn't.
mysteries that we were talking about.
Well, I thought we were up to like 6. It was a wild trip, guys. And Honey's here like, Daddy, I missed you. Daddy, pet me. Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. See? Daddy, Daddy, come pet me. Daddy.
So I wore my window therapy shirt yesterday, but then we
Whatever.
ended
She
up.
wore a sweatshirt over it all day. She didn't like rep it like I did.
I know I
I'm
should have
never
stuck
going
it
to.
over my flannel, so because I didn't take my flannel off yesterday, it didn't get warm enough. We weren't far enough south.
All right, so I'm way behind here. Mandy Machine. Jerome, welcome home. Glad you made it safe. Thank you. Thank you. Keyfob Bob said, doing okay, just out washing the bikes. Well, I guess I should have left Silver there so you could wash my bike. Brian, what's up? What's up? Hannah's going to go see it shortly. Cool, cool. I Hog Rider in the house. V Rodder, hey guys, new to the channel. Welcome to the channel, man. We have a V-Rod in our stable of bikes. We generally ride Fat Boys, but my daughter rides my V-Rod
Mhm.
um, all over the country. So we definitely like the V-Rod. I wanted one in my garage for the longest time, and I get one, and then my daughter tries to take it over. What the frick? There's a Gypsy in the palace. What's up, Palace Gypsy? I don't think the two of us could even fit on my bike, Hannah. No, but that's video. That's video gold right there. Just to Tipton, Alexis and I rode this weekend. 2 up, baby. Awesome.
Here it is.
What are you doing?
It's sideways, but
Oh yeah, Upper Peninsula, Michigan. I almost dropped the phone.
that would not have been good.
We're going 70 miles an hour down the highway, and I almost dropped the stinking phone because Angie's like, take a video, take pictures. Windroad's at a gas station. Yeah, that's fun.
So it's funny because
Are you playing it again?
no, there was a next video that came on. I forgot to pause. I didn't pause it.
Windroad told me you own one. Yeah, we do. I'm a V-Rod fan. I've always wanted one, so I have
I
one
just
now.
want to say thank you to everyone that was like posting and commenting. So is he gonna ride, bitch? Is he gonna ride, bitch? And before he left, behind Sonny's back is, they're talking about it, and I was like, we'll see, we'll see. And he said it out loud that he would. So I just want to say thank you, honey, because I am so grateful you did. It was the last, hour and a half of yesterday's ride, and
Yep.
yesterday was our longest ride.
Yesterday was 545 miles. Today was like 440. So, I mean, we knocked that whole extra hour and a half that I rode off of the trip today. Today just seemed to go faster, with the exception of the pouring rain.
It did. It did. Now that you say that, it really did.
But today just seemed to like fly by. I guess it's that extra 100 miles.
Oh, but thank you so much but then I want everybody to know that now Sunny says I need to get a new seat because apparently mine really
Her
sucks.
seat sucks. She has a Corbin seat. I mean, we spent $600 flipping on this seat a few years back because she had one just like it on her Honda. Well, I had never rode the Honda long enough to know, but I have ridden this bike long enough to know that seat is a piece of shit. So she needs a new seat.
So I
Or she
thought I was
needs an
just being a
air
wuss,
pad
and
or something.
apparently not. Apparently he said that I do need a new seat. So that's what you want to do, right? Spend more money. Spend more money. Yay. Actually, so Ultimate Seats, so F4 Customs was and is still is one of our clients. They do the windshields, and then the owner's son works at Ultimate Seats, and so I'm going to reach out to them because I like that you can take
basically
in,
buy the seat, use it. If you don't like it, you can return
right.
it.
Or the other option is, as Mandy said, Mandy the Machine. Manda raves about her seat and how she took it in Daytona to her guy, which she can put in the comments who her guy is, that actually fitted the seat. So if I can find her guy somewhere before we take off for 3 months in July on the road, then I might do that too. So that's just
Toby
it.
Northern,
If
I don't
you
know if
don't
I
like
said
your seat, just have your husband take your motorcycle and ride it. How many? Over 1,000 miles. Both.
about 1,000, almost 1,000 even.
Yeah, about 1,000 miles
Yep.
on the way home the last 2 days, and then you get a new seat.
She could have got a seat all along, guys. She's
I
the
know.
one that won't do shit like that.
I
If
know.
she
I
would have
hate
said, "Hey,
spending money.
this seat sucks. I want another seat," I'd have been like, "Go buy a fucking seat."
Yeah,
So,
I'm the
but
cheap
that's
ass.
not on me. So Toby Northern's in the house. I don't know if I said hi to him, but it was great hanging out with him. We got to see him.
Yeah. Thanks for
I want
coming
to say
like
last
last
night. It
minute
was
Saturday night to
two
hang out.
nights ago. Saturday night. Saturday night into Sunday. We all got to hang out by the campfire. sing Kumbaya, eat some pizza, load some motorcycles,
That's what it's all
just
about,
hang
right?
out, have a good time, made some s'mores. It was fun. Thank you, Windroad, for having us at your campground, um, and just letting us hang out and being the hostess with the mostest. Angie wanted proof I was riding on the back. Hannah said I missed a lot of posts getting ready for a trip.
You did. We got a lot. Here's another. So this is
Jimmy,
another one. I'm gonna play this video for whoever missed this.
he's
But
really
what?
at the Badgers. Sonny, the new cameraman. I am trained, highly trained professional. Yeah, gas is outrageous. The cheapest I found it was $4.14 in Georgia. Georgia's the cheapest gas I found in the states that I've traveled to in the past 3 months.
Yeah, it was. Do you want me to play that video or not?
I don't care. 87 Ricer just picked up an 87 Softail. Awesome. You'll love it. I love the Softails. Hector had a Corbin seat on his Honda, and he had a leather guy put gel inserts into it and made it perfect. You got to put it on the screen, Mom.
I know I had to get it ready.
Okay, there you go. Here we go.
I'm trying. I'm on my little Mac.
Georgia, Statesboro. And first
Jeff is making a few extra stops.
gas stop, yes. Some break on the buns. So yeah, we had a couple of things, 2 things for 2 Up Sunday that we were live tonight. This then, and we'll get you caught up. All right, 2 things to talk about. First one is so the backrests went in the trash at a gas station, our last gas station stop, right? And now we have titled this the Coochie and Bull Buster, this thing right here. That's no fun. Sonny's gonna take it off, right? Hopefully.
Back when we took that off, and that seat's kind of big in the back, right? And the girls talk about it, so you like slide forward, and you're like, oh. We come to stop. And so that last hour and a half, I knew every time I was like stopping like back there. Oh, so yeah, at the hotel I was like, why don't we get rid of that? Is that possible?
I personally thought she would enjoy it. I mean, every time my balls slid into it, it vibrated. I mean, I don't know what more she could want on the back of the motorcycle.
It was like the impact that took away from the rest of it. Anyway, so that was like the first thing. And then as we left West Virginia, I talked about how you had redid the forks, but my bike, I had oil once again along the side. I'm like, oh no, did we, is it leaking again?
And then the second thing was he fixed my forks, and we have leakage, and we were trying to figure out what the heck it was coming from. And I think we've determined that my horn, when I honked my horn, it blew out all the oil, right?
It's not leaking.
Right, it's not leaking anymore. I'm paintless. So, yeah.
So you asked me, you're like, did you honk the horn, didn't you? So we were leaving the Holiday Inn, and you'd said the day before in it. That
We did, because some person tried to back into Mandy the Machine.
And that was
And then Tim proceeded to drive up to the person's door and yell at him while Mama Badger's honking her horn.
I laid on my horn. So he was stressing about this, right? He's like, damn, I gotta go back. Why are they leaking? I gotta do this again. I take the whole front end off, and so we stopped at the Taco Bell yesterday, and that's when I think you had that aha moment, like, oh yeah, I remember I couldn't, to get all the oil that had been flying back and forth out of the horn.
The only reason, though, is I looked at it and all the oil was running down the primary. Whereas if it was blowing off of the front fork like before, it would have been blowing back along. It would all been running back on the primary and all over the side of the bike. So it didn't have the same splatter pattern. And so I'm like, it's not from there. And so it just took me a little bit to figure it out, but that's what it was. All that oil had blown back, and those horns are open, so it blew oil into the horns, and it sat in there till Angie hit the air horn and blew it out. So, all right,
Damn.
I'm way behind on
Okay,
comments.
I love this one then. How many times did you break hard on purpose? I'm sorry to jump ahead. Just laughing. Okay, go for it.
Are you done?
Done.
Jimmy has a James Carter seat and loves it. Cool.
It's Carter, huh?
West Virginia, yep, was high.
Well, my shadow had a Corbin seat, and
Master Lugo.
but it is not the same. Just because you have a Corbin seat on a Honda Shadow that you absolutely love does not mean you put it on your Fat Boy. It's gonna be just as good.
It's Master Lugo, Ange. Mandy said
Master Lugo. Yeah, I have to write that down somewhere, girl. How do I find him? Does he have a website, or how do you locate that guy?
He's at all the rallies. He puts memory foam in and cuts it to fit individual. He has it to a science. There you go. He's at all the rallies. That's how you find him. You just have to go to all the rallies.
I have to go to all the rallies. Well,
Karen said you're making a habit of hauling guys around on the bike. She is. She's also making a habit of hauling girls around on the bike. So Mandy the Machine rode with her to the campground the other night. I think that was Mandy's first time riding.
Yep. I'm the first girl she's rode with, which is awesome. I'm hauling my girls around all the time. I don't mind putting people on the back of the bike with me, obviously. I'm like, come on, if you trust me, let's do it.
Gas $4.49 in Texas. How many times did you hit the brake hard?
449. That's
20.
about that. That's the common.
That's kind of midway.
Yeah.
Rick, I have a Corbin on our wing, and we had gel inserts, and the guy reupholstered and shaped it to be the way we sat on the bike, and the damn most comfortable seat we have ever sat on. Okay, so maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll fix your Corbin. The sad part of this is you spend $600 on a Corbin seat. It should not need to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. The stock factory seats, those usually need to be fixed. But when you buy a specialty seat, I don't feel like you should have to take it somewhere and have it freaking fixed.
Well, I mean, everybody's ass is different. I get that though. So you gotta shape it.
$8 a gallon. That is freaking ridiculous.
Georgia. Everybody's gonna move to Georgia.
So Toby said, I've been home for less than 24 hours. Have you found another bike yet? Yes. It's sitting out in the garage. It's red and black. It's a 2005 CVO Fat Boy.
So what you kind of came up with thoughts? Are you wanting to announce that yet?
I don't know what's wrong with Silver. And I'm in a kind of a quandary. I don't know if I want to take it to the shop and let them just fix it, or if I want to just bring it here and I'll make it my winter project and I'll fix it, and I'll just take everything from Silver, transfer it over to Red, and I'll just take Red on our adventure this fall and give Silver a break. I mean, I have a perfectly good 30,000 mile Fat Boy sitting in my garage that doesn't get ridden much. So, of course, the more miles I put on it, the less perfect. I mean, it's a pretty sharp bike. Like, it doesn't have all the issues Silver does because it stays in the garage. So it's like my show bike. So part of me is like, I've always wanted a show bike. I have one. Now I'm going to take the show bike out and screw it up because I'm going to be riding it all over the country. But bikes are made to be ridden, not to be shown. So I just should shut up and ride. Sunny, rainy, hopefully no hail, windy Wyoming. What's up, ma'am?
Windy
Hopefully no hail too.
Is it ever not windy in Wyoming?
So Iowa Hog was asking what happened to the bike. So that's a story in itself. It's story time on the Badgers. All right. So we went on a trip up to Where'd we go, Mandy? That was Babcock.
Blackwater,
was-
Blackwater Falls.
Yeah, it was Blackwater Falls. But all day, all Mandy could say was Babcock. We're going to Babcock. So that's where that comes from. Anyway, guys, so they planned this awesome trip out for us, and it was great. So we go there. It's basically an all-day thing, right? So we're gone. I don't even know how many miles it was, but it was an all-day ride, and it was an awesome ride with great friends, lots of windy roads in the mountains. You can't ask for much more. So we have Damn It Doug leading the crew. We had Mandy, of course, Tim, Angie, Windroad, myself. That was it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Got them all out. Anyway, so we go to the mountains and we're heading back from the mountains. And speaking of Babcock, right? So as we're cruising back from the mountains, Babcock starts a whole nother conversation with the last four letters of that word. And about that time, Kifah Bob pulls over. And he's like, just in case you guys wanted to know, the smallest church in 48 states is right back there. Now, we're all on comms. Damn it, Doug is not on comms. He can't hear a word we're saying. So I'm pretty sure that God tapped him on the shoulder and said, you need to stop and put those people in church. I don't know how else to explain him pulling over right in the middle of that conversation. And telling us the church was right back there.
Right.
Well, anyway, one of those experiences we'll never forget. Anyway, so we're headed into town. Kifah Bob takes a wrong turn. So when he takes this wrong turn, he fucks my bike up.
Oh, yeah.
It was all his fault. Anyway, when we left there, we had pulled into a parking lot, figured out where we were going, and then we started to take off again. And my bike was just making a noise in the top end front jug. So it was just a tapping. It doesn't sound like a deep rod knock or anything. It didn't lose any power. It ran great. No missing, no nothing. So I do not know what is wrong with it. But I was going to ride it back, and then it just kept getting louder. So I was like, let's just pull over. Tim thankfully had a trailer and a friend to go get Amanda's truck and the trailer and come get us. And we're like 2.5 hours from home.
Yeah.
From
by the time we got to, what is it, guys? Bradyville? Where was that at? Where the Almost Heaven Harley dealership is.
So anyway, I should probably be down to those comments because I'm sure people are commenting. But anyway, so we're parked in a gravel parking lot trying to figure out what to do. And Tim's already called his buddy. He's going to get the truck. And here comes this van with a big Harley Davidson logo on the side of it. And Mama Badger is waving and Windroad are waving this van down, right? So this van, the guy pulls over and he's just like sitting there. And I'm on the bike, pissed off, trying to figure out what I'm doing. And nobody's talking to this guy. I'm like, Ange, go talk to him. Nobody's talking to him. He's just sitting there on the side of the road. So anyway, we did go talk to him. He was nice enough to load the bike up in his van and take it to the dealership where he worked, which was an hour? Was it about an hour?
It's funny how Sonny tells the story, huh, guys?
Listen, was it about an hour?
For what? To get
from where he picked us up to the dealership?
No, it was a half an hour. It's like 22 miles, something like that. 22.
Okay, so it was like 30 minutes. So he took us to the dealership. That made us 30 minutes closer to the truck and trailer. So it took us to the dealership, dropped us off.
RG's Almost Heaven Harley Davidson in Bridgeport, West Virginia. Thank you to them. They freaking rock.
Well, I mean, so the funny thing
is the one that stopped. And so go ahead.
So the funny thing is I literally did a video this last 2 weeks ago, talking about how a Harley dealership was not good. They didn't do what we thought they should have done. Anyway, that video like blew up, right? So here I have this video that's blown up about me, saying this dealership did me wrong. So this dealership did us 1,000% right. They stopped. They didn't have to. They loaded up the bike. They didn't have to. This guy was off the clock. He was going home to drop off the van, get on his bike, and go the hell home. So he spent an extra probably hour messing around with getting us loaded, taking us to the dealership, getting us unloaded. So I cannot thank them enough for stopping and helping, a biker alongside the road.
Yeah.
Toby said Master Lugo did his dad's seat at Sturgis. That was it. He trailed it back to Texas. Okay. Everybody keeps asking. I don't know what's wrong with it. Where can I get gel inserts in my seat? There you go, guys. For all you gel inserts people, you guys have any ideas other than Master Lugo? Because I think Master Lugo does foam. Who does gel? Gelin. Love you guys. You ride Softails. Yeah, it's kind of our thing. We're like the Softail people. Everybody's out there riding their baggers. We're riding Softails. Let me tell you something. Mama's Softail is not set up to be ridden 2-up across the country. If you're going to ride 2-up on your Softail, make sure you set it up for 2-up riding. Comfortable back seats. She didn't even have a back pad. I stole it off my bike, and it's that wide.
So the other thing you need is like armrests and a seat belt.
So she can fall asleep. That's why.
Sitting in the back, I kept dozing off. I seriously kept and the bad part is it was better the second day because the first day I think because I'm used to being in control and riding my own. So I think every time I would open my eyes, I'd be like, oh shit. like I was riding, I was gonna crash or something. That was the worst, most horrible feeling. So these 2 days I did not purposely doze off. I tried very hard not to, and I know it was only for a brief second, but what seemed like, whew, yeah.
All right, so I really have I really have to reply to this comment. I rode all over West Virginia. Yesterday was like 6 states: Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. And you know how many Indian dealerships I've seen in the whole week I was gone? One, and it was closed when we went by it. That is Indians' biggest problem, in my opinion, is they don't have the dealer network that Harley does. So if you do have an issue and you're on the side of the road, I mean, you know what I mean? Is there going to be a dealership close enough that you can get it towed there, or they can come get it, or whatever? So for me, I think that's an issue. Hopefully they will take care of, but
So I got a question. If you've got a Harley that breaks down, will Indian not help you?
Will Indian not help you? I mean, what are they going to do? They don't have parts for it. I mean, they could take it in and look at it probably not.
If you got an Indian and will a Harley dealership help you? Same thing. Huh?
Another thing, they're not going to have parts for it, right? So
like you did, which I thought was super cool. And we got, you were like, hey, Tim, who's your local guy? Like somebody that's got a local shop that we could help out if we were going to go that route.
Speaking of that, guys, I have a mission. After all of this and my whole Harley Davidson dealership experience, who's your favorite local shop? Let's get them on supportbikers.com. I want where anybody on a road trip anywhere can go. I've got a bike problem, and they can go to supportbikers.com and they can find a shop that can take care of them. It's a need, right? We don't know any of the locals. So we literally go to the Harley dealership. And sometimes if it's an older bike, Harley won't touch it. Or if the tires are mismatched, Harley won't touch it. But the local guys will, right? So that's kind of like my mission this year for the remainder of this year. Let's get as many bike shops on sportbikers.com as we possibly can. It's 100% free for them to get listed on there, but let's get as many of those listed as we possibly can. What do you think, Angie? I didn't even tell Angie that. So
I just put it across the bottom. It's scrolling there. I think it's an awesome idea.
Toby said that sounds like some really good YouTube content, the winter project option. So I'll go a little deeper into that. So most of you guys know I was an automotive mechanic. And mechanics are mechanics, right? I mean, a motorcycle engine and a car engine all work relatively the same. They use the same parts, cams, lifters, push rods, pistons, all of that, right? So I've not like dug into a Harley motor very deep. So part of me really wants that just so that I know. Like if I heard that noise, I would be like, "Oh, that is blank blank blank," because I understand it more. Other than just the images I've seen, there's nothing like cracking it open, taking it apart, and putting it back together. So the other thing is, if we're going to ride high mileage vehicles, Angie's just passed 75,000 miles. Silver just passed 125,000. Every few years, they're probably going to need a rebuild, right? They're going to need gaskets. Maybe they need, maybe they need anything in the motor. So if that's the case, it would be great if I could do that. And so I was just like, I've got another bike to ride. So I'll probably ride red. And then in the winter, I will, from a complete newbie standpoint, I will dig into this motor, figure out what's wrong with it, and repair the motor. Or attempt to repair it and then take it to the guys that actually know what they're doing. One way or the other should be good content either way. I don't know what Angie's doing, but she's reading something. I can see it. Who's texting?
I'm on Facebook, on the Badgers and the Biker Lifestyle, just making sure everybody, because it does not all of it shows up, right there on our feed that we can see. So I just want to make sure.
So Tornado Alley Riders, yes, that's not the issue with this. The cam is gear driven, so I know it's not that problem. Angie's bike and Silver both have gear drive cams. Red does not yet. So I do have to take Red apart and make sure the cam shoes are good. If not, I need to replace those before I take it across country. So that will be the project in the next 6 weeks. Mama Badger's gone for 2 weeks. I got so much stuff to do. iPhone Tim has a great idea.
What's that?
Look on your screen.
Oh, God.
I need the blue bike. Blue bike, blue bike, blue bike. Come on, guys. Now that I'm taking Red and putting him into duty, I need a show bike. So that can be the blue bike. Good call, Tim. I like that.
Yeah, whatever.
The newest baseball player,
Sonny, you need one that runs.
Okay, what's your point?
Oh, it was like the whole world record poker run thing all over again, which was funny because we had a lot of people, everybody around us that went through that when my bike broke down.
Yep. Yeah, Keyfob Bob was the newest baseball player. He slid into home plate. Bill Warner, I'm proud of you. Is that for riding on the back?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
I don't understand, I don't understand the big deal personally. You think about it, if you're driving a car across country, right, and one gets tired or wants to switch it up, you switch drivers. So we did the same thing. We switched drivers.
Except going down the road, got a little handsy.
I was just checking to make sure the airbags were functional on the vehicle.
Oh, yeah,
Drew does motorcycle upholstery in your area and ask if they do gel inserts. All right, there's a good idea. I knew I would get the blame. Of course you did.
I
It was
know.
all your fault.
Poor Doug was like, "All right, I'm apologizing now. It was my fault."
Flipping the blue mule is in the house. Jay, what's up? What's up? Sorry, guys. Oh, Mandy said Master Lugo does gel as well. Awesome. Most upholstery people can do it. Nick DeHaan, awesome. That's common courtesy. Need more of them people. Right on Badgers. Hope all work well and you get fixed soon. You know,
Shaw, Chuck Apple, Dave Gardner, Frank Henderson, Tom Mayfield, Diane Ray, Hilda Welch, Gina. I'm just saying hi to some people I know are watching on Facebook. Guys, feel free to jump in and go in those comments.
I did ride a bagger over the weekend. So when we, that's part of the story, I guess. So we got the bike picked up. I didn't finish the story, did I? I suck at this story stuff. Anyway, so they take us and they drop us off at the Harley dealership. And we got like an hour to kill. So we get on the bikes, we ride the bikes to the Outback, right? And we wait for our ride to come. Everybody has great food. I am in no mood to eat anything. I'm still pissed off. Anyway, so the truck and trailer show up, and Tim's buddy, and it's like 50 degrees. It's cold. And so what does Tim do? He's like, buddy, I'll let you ride my street glide home. So I rode a street glide home and froze my nuts off while he rode in the nice, comfy truck with the heat on, probably listening to the radio, maybe watching some YouTube videos. Who knows?
And
Anyway.
maybe he said that, so the times he was going slow, he was talking, right? Because he only, when he's in conversation, he doesn't go fast. Something like that. I don't know. She can.
Anyway, he let me borrow his bike for that night to take to the hotel and the next day, and I can't say thank you enough. I mean, it's a big deal when somebody says, "Here, ride my bike. I've got another bike I'll ride." And so, as much crap as I give him for making me ride it in the cold, it was greatly appreciated. It's a thing that not everybody would do for somebody. So, I mean, the whole crew, right? I mean, we got Windroad, who was hauling my bike back. She didn't have to do that. It's an extra hassle for her. And, the other piece to that is if you guys don't watch Windroad, you need to go subscribe to Windroad Therapy right now on YouTube, because this girl is badass.
Mom put it. She has a heart of gold.
She does, but she's also a badass, because when that night we went home in 50-degree weather, so Tim and Amanda peeled off. We peeled off like 30 to 45 minutes before her. We got in at what, 1:30?
Yeah, it was 1:30 for us, right?
So she got in at like 2:15.
Oh, it was later than that, because she had to stop. She had to pull over because she got a little tired. A couple miles from the campground. Thank goodness. I'm glad she did.
So anyway, she got in maybe 2:30, freezing by herself. And unfortunately, that tends to happen to Windroad a lot. She gets caught in thunderstorms because she's just the best person in the world. If you're doing an event or something and she's anywhere near, she will go above and beyond to be there, support you. And it doesn't matter if she has to drive back in a hurricane, she will do it time and time again. So guys, if anybody in the world deserves some love and some subscribers, she does. Wind Road Therapy. Go look her up on YouTube and give her a subscribe. You'll enjoy her content too, because she's all over the place on her motorcycle. Isn't what plastic surgeons are for. Okay. My former truck rider could sleep leaning back. Angie fell asleep a couple times, and she woke up freaking out. Um, that that's because she's a rider, right? So she kept kind of waking herself up, thinking she was riding the bike and
Yeah.
gonna crash.
I was afraid I would fall off that too. Like,
Yes, Karen, that was Ray Dean Shunk. That was Ken Shunk's better.
yep. My mom had said something about that, and she's like, "Am I gonna get a picture just like Ray Dean was on the back of the bike?"
So we're on the end.
Oh, sorry. I'll make that a scrolling one. I just want everybody to go subscribe to her channel.
Toby, the Badgers. I did a video about the Indian. I think there are two parts issue: lack of dealerships, lack of independent dealerships. 84% of their dealerships are co-located. All right, there you go, guys. Go check out Toby Northern's video on that if you're interested in the dynamic of dealership network. Because if you're traveling cross country, I think the dealership network is pretty important. One, it's just cool to go see the dealerships and get your poker chips or whatever you may do. But just to have somebody, I can tell you this much: not a single Indian truck went by me while I was sitting alongside the road. So, I mean, and I don't think I've seen an Indian truck all weekend. So, there's something to be said about that. It's an important thing if you're out there. Paul Lee had a Saddleman Desperado with saddle gel, 39,000 miles on it, and was still like new when I sold it. Awesome. There you go, honey. We'll just put some gel inserts in.
Real quick, guys watching, Johnny, Mark, Biker Dad's watching, Chris is watching, Chuck, Sean, Dale, just saying hi to everybody, Gary, Shauna, Joe. Thanks for watching, you guys. Feel free to jump in.
Tornado Alley is exactly right, and I was saying it earlier. Most Harley dealerships won't touch an older bike, which is sad, right? Because it's a Harley, it's their bike. They should touch it, but they won't. Solo Blade said that he knows that they won't help you if you don't own a Harley. I remember that story. They wouldn't put a tire on his bike because they basically had him. They basically had him ride to some other place on a dangerous tire because they wouldn't do it. So that's ridiculous. Moonshine, what's up? What's up? Silver Eagle HD took care of a Full Throttle Hogs 25K service when he was traveling through with no appointment. Very appreciative. Most dealerships kind of have a rule that if you're traveling through, they will squeeze you in, which is great if you're just doing something standard. But like my whole deal, right? I needed a rear tire, and they're like, nope, they got to be matching. We'll only do a front and rear. Well, what if I could have bought a front and rear, but what if I couldn't have? What if I just had enough money to buy a rear tire and get home? What would somebody have done that didn't have the connections I did and get the references I did? It's not like they said, we can't do it, go to this shop. They literally just said, we won't do it. Goodbye.
Yeah, it was like a quick
Right.
What's your situation? What's going on? How else can we help? I just remember Sonny's face, and he was like,
fuck you. That was my face.
Yeah.
Because they didn't. That would have been another thing. Most Harley dealerships know all the locals, right? So the dude could have been like, "Look, we can't do it, but why don't you call these guys?" Right? At least pushed me somewhere to help me because he knew I was out of town, right? Yeah. So he knew I was traveling through. I wouldn't know where to go. So the fact that he didn't care enough to be like, we can't do it, but hey, try one of our local shops.
Well, that's what happened really when you called a local shop. They told you, we can't help you, but they gave you the name of the person that we did end up going to.
So I looked up one online. I called them. They're like, we don't have a tire in that size, but I bet Don and Sons Auto does. And I called them. And so I called them. They squeezed me in because I was traveling through. They were booked, guys. They were overbooked. But they still took the time to squeeze me in and get me done. And that speaks volumes to the business and the fact that, they were helping out, somebody traveling through. So I guess that's the type of stuff that I think our dealerships are lacking, missing, not being trained. I don't know what the missing piece there is, but look, if you can't help a biker that is from out of town, then point them in a direction of somebody that can help them. Right? Don't just say, okay, we can't help you, click, and leave them like, well, who the hell do I call now? You know? So I guess that would be one way they could have handled it where I would have liked it better. It's still a bullshit policy in my opinion, but I would have liked it much better if they had been like, look, we can't do it. It's our company policy, but you can make a phone call and they can do it. Anyway, get off my soapbox. We did stop by. Actually, we did not. We did not make the Charleston dealership. We went to Baxter's in Ohio. The plan was Baxter's one day and the local dealerships the next day, but we kind of had a blow up, and that kind of took our plan away. And so we were trying, guys. I was looking to buy a new bike. So if I would have found a lowrider ST, any of those dealerships, I would have bought it and rode it home. But I did not find one. They had one at Baxter's. It had a pending sale on it. It actually sold. If it hadn't, I would have had a new bike and brought it home.
And Tim and Amanda got on the phone and started calling all the dealerships. They were freaking awesome. So thank you to them for trying to help us out.
Sonny, tell people when they contact us off of the website to say they're contacting us off of the website. I was contacted one time from some weird phone number and just thought it was spam. All right. I mean, that's legit, guys. Look, if you're going to reach out to somebody you found on Support Bikers, the Badgers and the Biker Lifestyle, whatever, identify yourself as somebody that found them there. Right? Because that's going to say, okay, I know that, right? Because I can't tell you how many freaking spam calls and messages and crap I get a day. How many Facebook messengers? I mean, it's just a crap ton. So if you don't have a way of identifying that, hey, I saw you on Support Bikers or whatever, then people aren't going to respond to you. They're not going to answer you because they're going to think you're a freaking telemarketer or something.
But that's awesome. He had somebody reach out to him. So from the website,
Maurice, maybe it is a lifter. Well, we were kind of thinking it's a lifter. So that's a very good possibility. We will see. All right, I'm so far behind. Check parts availability before you tear it down. Well, I mean, it's not gonna. I guess it doesn't matter, right? I can tear it down and it can sit for 6 months. So I'll probably tear it down, figure out what I'm looking for, and then figure out. And the other thing is figuring out what parts I want. Right? Do I want Harley? Do I want S&S? Do I want, what parts do I want? I'll probably reach out to some people I know that, like John Maxwell, that work on bikes and be like, what do you think? What brand do you think I should get? Because whatever it is, it needs to be a lasting brand. I've proven I'm going to ride the crap out of it, right? So I need good quality parts. If I have to spend a little more money for that, I'm cool with it because I would rather it last twice as long and me pay twice as much than me pay half as much and have to do the work twice in the same amount of period. Does that make sense? Did you follow what I was saying, honey? All right. Why spend a ton of money on labor when you have the knowledge to figure it out yourself? Very true. If I actually have the knowledge, that's the problem. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's mechanical. Valves, lifters, cams, cranks, pistons. I mean, it's all the same. So I should be able to figure it out. I just don't know whether I will. Crap, I lost my spot. Frick.
So Mom texted me and she said, are you going to talk about the other things that went wrong? So
No.
The first thing that actually went wrong was that same day that your bike broke down. It didn't really go wrong. It just was a bad thing. I won't say it was a wrong thing. So you guys gotta go check out Amanda Machine. Are you doing a video, girlfriend, about it? She'll tell you what not to do when you're at a gas station and you just want to roll your bike from one point to the other. I wonder if anybody can guess at it. She was unable to grab that front right brake, and thank goodness she just rolled into a pole rather than across the sidewalk, down the curb into traffic. But oh, I was waiting for her. Winroad and I were waiting for her to take a picture by the bridge, this cool ass bridge, guys, that they have there in West Virginia. And I'd never been on a bridge like that. So we're like, okay, Mandy, you gonna come? And so she's like, yeah. So we're over there like waiting and waiting. When we see Sunny like waving us down, like I'm like, okay, apparently they're not coming here. And then we ride over there and she tells us the story, and I was like, oh. I learned not to do this on my bike because it's happened to me. So I think we all learn from our mistakes. But yeah, so that was the first thing. So she's got some stuff, some damage there to take care of. But then the third thing was when was that? Saturday night. Saturday night we were getting your bike. It was still in the back of the trailer at Mandy and Tim's.
And we were looking to see if it had adjustable push rods, which I didn't. We were just checking it to see if we did. I thought, if it was an adjustable push rod, maybe the nut backed off, it lost adjustment, and it was rattling. So I had just had my fingers crossed I would get lucky. I was not lucky. Anyway, so we were working on that. Yes.
Okay. So we decided, okay, we're gonna go be with Winroad and do the campfire like you were talking about. So we needed chairs. And so Amanda and I know my story. Amanda and I take off up the hill, and we're just talking and chatting, and we go in and we get chairs, and we come back out, and we're like yelling down, and you're like, wait a minute. So we have a reenactment video that will be coming out for everybody to watch of what happened to poor Doug.
Damn it, Doug.
Damn it, Doug. That we actually have on camera too, because she has cameras. So we got like a picture of it. So Doug said he's washing his bike.
So, I mean,
got a little dirty.
Basically, he had to stop abruptly. And when he went to put his foot down, that was the edge of the driveway. So there wasn't nothing to put kickstand down, foot down, or anything. So the bike went down. Key fob Bob like Superman down. And he missed all the vital stuff because there were like little concrete blocks. He missed those. And we got him up. He's a trooper. He went the rest of the night. I imagine he just had his knee replaced a few months ago, so I imagine it was pretty sore. But we were just glad that he was up and at him again. The bike got a couple scratches. I will take Doug over his bike any day of the year, so we can fix a bike. Can't fix Doug, so.
Damn it, Doug.
So damn it, Doug, stop.
We learned a new, because Tim's saying, tell the story about Karen. So we learned a new word in from Ireland, right? It's feckin'. Feckin'.
It's feckin'.
Feckin'. So Doug actually took us through Ireland. Did you guys know there was an Ireland in West Virginia? We didn't. No idea. But we, of course, had to stop and pull over. And, of course, Doug doesn't take us to the sign up the road where there's, like, little section for us to pull off on to take a picture. Instead, we park in somebody's long driveway and walk around the creek. and it wasn't a field, it was a yard because it was so big, right?
It
The
was
yard
mowed.
it was mowed, so that makes it
Everybody
a
kept
yard.
calling the field, and I'm like, dude,
No,
it's mowed.
I'm
If they
learning.
mow it, it's a yard.
So we walked around the creek and
I didn't
down.
walk around the creek.
Oh, you jumped across.
I
That's right.
jumped the creek.
And down and in this person's yard, to stand in front of the sign to get our picture and the video done of us saying hi to Karen from Ireland. What was it? Top of the morning. See you. Where's
Fuck
the video?
you.
I gotta go find the video. Let me go find the video, and then you guys can all see it. Did you publish it anywhere? Oh, hold
Getting
on.
taken care of. Whoop, whoop.
Did you publish that video, or was it just in our messenger between all of us?
I don't know.
We
Toby.
love you
Other
guys.
things that went wrong. Oh, come on. I haven't really had any drama today. That'll be a good dose. Nothing else really happened, man. There wasn't anybody else important at the rally, or we walked it. It was pretty.
Are you kidding? We had a fire alarm go off at 5 o'clock in the morning, and
That was our second night there. Yep, 5 in the morning, smoke alarm went off, and so I call the lady up and I'm like, "Are there smoke alarms going off? Do we need to evacuate?" And she's like, "I don't see any alarms going off." And so she's like, "So I don't know what to tell you," and hangs up. And Angie's like, "You better call her back and get another room." Well,
oh my sonny, what are you doing?
at this point, it had stopped, right? So a few minutes goes on, it starts going off again. So I pick up the phone, I call, and she answers, and it's going off, right? And I'm like, "Can you hear that?" So she's like, "Yes, I'll have
And
you
he's like
another
half
room."
awake.
Right. So I go downstairs at 5 in the morning to get my keys, and the girl's like, "Thanks a lot for blaring that in my ear."
Like it just so happened when we called her, it started going off again. It wasn't when we called, it wasn't going off, and then when she answered, it went off. But then we could prove something's going on in this room. We need to switch rooms.
So here's a better one. They the next morning I went to the front desk and I was like, "I was the one that had the fire alarm in the room, did you get it all taken care of?" She's like, "Yep, we sent somebody up there, they found nothing wrong. Everything's good." I'm like, "So you're gonna put somebody else in that damn room, and at 5 in the morning the freaking alarm's gonna go off, and they're gonna be pissed off." So we really got no satisfaction as to what the problem was, but that was
the
it.
neighbor
And then,
across the way came out and he was like, "Is that going on in your room?" Like, yeah.
and they're not even as quiet as the ones in your house are. The ones in your house are pretty quiet compared to the one in the hotel room. It's like loud, obnoxiously loud. And then, we spent most of our time. We went there for the rally at the levee, which it was their first year. We did walk down it. They had some vendors, a few bikes in the bike show. First year guys, you can't expect a lot. They actually had more than I expected. And then we spent most of the time riding and hanging out with Windroad and Mandy and Tim. And honestly, we considered not going. The only reason that we went was to go hang out with Amanda, Tim, Keefa, Bob, and Windroad. If it weren't for them, we probably wouldn't have went. So anyway, it was a great time. They were great hosts. And then we got to see Toby and Kylie because they came down for an evening and hung out with us.
Okay, I got that video.
What's this? Oh, Ireland, Missouri? Okay. Ireland,
Guys.
West Virginia? Okay. Got it.
Hey, Karen! Top of the morning to you! Fuck you!
Oh man, that's what happens when you hang out with us.
So, Mike, the flat lobe on the cam is possible. My only doubt to that would be that it happened like instantly. So it wasn't like a growing, it got a little noisier, got a little noisier, got a little noisier. It was like that, and it was noisy. So I don't know. We will see. But I'll tear it apart. I'll do videos on it, and you guys can go on. You can go along for the ride of me trying to figure out how to fix this motorcycle myself. Maybe you'll learn something. I know I'm going to learn something. Ireland, West Virginia. Yes, it was. And then Tim hobbled around on us a little bit this week too, but he hurt his foot and he wasn't going to let anything stop him from hanging out with us. So all week he has been running around on a hurt foot, just so that he could hang out with us. I mean, I'll say this. If social media was to go away tomorrow, and didn't exist anymore, I would have still made all of these wonderful friends that will be lifetime friends that I would have never, ever met had it not been for YouTube, Facebook, and social media. And we kind of had a conversation about that this weekend. Facebook and YouTube are pretty much like fake worlds, right? It's a place where we can go communicate with each other. You only see what other people want you to see, right? And then kind of like a text message, what you see, you're going to interpret your own way, right? Same way with a text, right? You can read a text 3 different ways. 1, they're mad at you. 2, they're helping you. And 3, they're being mean to you, whatever. I think videos and everything can be construed the same way. But the things that social media has done for me is it's brought people into my life that, a lot of the people on here, iPhone 10, Wim Road, Bill Werner was on here telling me to get a bagger. Not getting a bagger. I like soft tails. Anyway, but it's all that makes it all worth it. So like I said, if it were all gone tomorrow, it would have all been worth it for me. Because of the people that I've met that are lifelong friends. So anyway, wow, it's been an hour. Holy shit.
I know.
I talk a lot. Why don't you guys just tell me to shut the fuck up?
I saw Jeff was on here from the cat house, and I see everybody's been going to the cat house and hanging out. So he's sending us with us, but that's awesome. I've been telling people if Jeff's still on here. I've been telling everybody to go cat house, go Switchback Bar, tell Mama Badger sent you, and that you want to, and to buy you a beer. So, and then tell me what happens when you say that.
Bill said he wouldn't know us for social media. That's right. Toby, Sonny calls it a hurt foot. Look, I said it was a hurt foot because I didn't know how much he wanted me to tell people. So he's got a hurt foot. If you want to know the details of the hurt foot, that would be a Tim question. So I was just trying to be respectful. I don't know how much he wants people to know. It's going to be an easy fix that you wish you would have figured out on the road. And that's a good possibility. And if so, that's going to piss me off.
Right.
So I've already been thinking about that, right? I'm like, what could it have been? Could I have fixed it on the road? Why didn't I fix it? So then that's another reason I want to do the motor work myself, because I would have been way more confident in going, well, let's look at this, or let's look at this, where I wasn't. On a car, I'd have took the car apart in the driveway. Because I know them, I understand them, I know what tools it takes, and so on.
I'll have you know, he will be very pissed if it was something easy he could have done.
I'm pissed.
So it's like you want it to be something little, but at the same time,
I'm pissed just thinking about the fact that it could have been something easy. Are you guys planning Sturgis? Big brother, wrench bender Nick, and I live about 120 miles and would love to meet up. Well, Springer Mike, I'm glad that you mentioned it. So, on the very opening day of Sturgis, which is Friday, the 5th, 6th, I don't know the date, but it's the Friday, the first day of Sturgis. Anyway, that afternoon, probably 2 o'clock, we're going to have a big party at the Buffalo Chip. Everybody's invited. It'll be at the Big Engine Bar there at the opening. And then for everybody that comes to our party, we're going to give you a ticket. And that ticket will let you ride in the parade, which we are going to have, into the amphitheater to kick off opening day, Sturgis Rally, kicking it off. And we're leading the parade into there. And then we will you'll have a ticket for the evening, so you can stay and watch the band. You bring your tent and you can stay the night, whatever you want to do. But yes, we're having a huge party opening day. We can't wait.
So what? Yeah, Rod, everybody knows Rod, owns the Buffalo Chip, and so the cool part is, oh, did I just change it? So he's like, you get to go do like a happy hour with Woody. That's at 3, and then we'll have our kickoff party at 4, and then line up the parade of bikes, for the bikes for the parade at 5, and parade in, and then the Star Spangled Banner, and then we're gonna have entertainment at 7 o'clock and have the big party. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. So you guys need to go in and
Click on it.
click on it to say you're going, and stay tuned, because I know Cody or Damon, one of them reached out to me and said, hey, we're going to do an official big announcement through the Buffalo Chip and get them more details and stuff on what we're going to be doing. So
we're working on that this week as well.
Yep. So excited.
All right. Angie
So
was standing behind you,
with us.
banging 2 wrenches together. Probably. She would be the one to do that kind of stuff.
I'll be honest. I was like, I don't hear it. I don't hear the noise.
Well, I can tell you this much. Doug, Tim, and I could hear it very well. Oh, and so could Windroad, who was riding behind me. So it was definitely there.
I believe
Look
you.
at that. Everybody's answering the question. Yes, we can't wait. It'll be a good time.
Oh, they were
Hopefully
ready.
everybody can come.
Thank you guys for going in and putting that in there.
Karen from Ireland. When do we start working on Route 66? Well, Karen, we just got home from West Virginia, but we will be working on it soon. Hopefully we'll have all the details lined out before we leave for Sturgis.
Rick was on here. Rick Friesen was on. I'm in the chat. I saw him. Him and I have been going back and forth on Messenger, and yeah. So July, because he's like, we want to do Route 66, and then I've got a sponsor, somebody that's interested in being a sponsor. So July is my month. So support Bikers crew that's watching, get ready. July is when we'll start having our meetings and start taking the steps to get all the information out there.
Right. So guys, stay tuned. July, we'll start announcing stuff. We'll start really putting stuff into order. So for those of you that are new here that do not know what we're talking about, next year, we're going to run Route 66. We are going to run it backwards. So that means we're going to start in California. We're going to end in Chicago. The reason we're doing this is we're going to end in Chicago the day before Harley Davidson's 120th anniversary party. So then everybody that wants to go to the 120th anniversary party, it is like 5 hours from Chicago to Milwaukee where they're at. So you guys can all go over there, spend a couple days at their rally. It's going to be huge because it's one of the big, every 5 years they have a big one. This is 120th. So this is going to be one of the big ones. So it's going to be a great time. We can't wait. So Ken Shunk's already, look at this. He's already planned it. They're going to ship their bikes to Vegas, then meeting you all in California. That's the plan right now.
Ooh,
so, I mean, they're already planning it out, guys. As soon as we have everything lined out, we will get it out there to you because we know you're going to need to plan it, and it's going to be next July. So anyway,
if you guys are around, a Route 66 sign, shirt, whatever it may be, take your picture with Route 66. We'll use it to help us promote this. So you'll be part of our promotion, advertising and stuff that goes out. So take those pictures, get them to me, and we'll use those to push out about the event. So. We've already started.
Mandy's excited, and we've got Tornado Alley Rides. He has a couple of suggestions for Route 66, which he
Ooh, bring
lives
'em
right
on.
there on Route 66.
Bring
So,
'em.
guys, we're going to pull from everywhere. So, if you have suggestions, let us know. We definitely want to hear them, and kind of incorporate them all in. We're going to be pulling from all the resources we can. So that we can make this as epic an adventure as possible. If you guys rode the world record parkour run, I'm not bragging on us, but I think we did a pretty good job of putting a great event on. Did it have its hiccups? Sure, but you're trying to get 140 people on motorcycles across the country. So there's going to be those things. But I think for the most part, everybody had a great time. Everybody came to us and said they had a great time and they wanted to do it again. So I think that reflects on the fact that our crew, because it wasn't just me and Angie. I had an idea. Angie did most of the work, and we had a whole crew helping us. So we'll have a crew helping us this time as well, trying to make this as epic an adventure as possible for you guys. So please, any suggestions, any ideas, email us, call us, messenger, whatever. We'll take them all, put them in a pile, and get them to the crew and start hammering this out. So
Exactly.
Lady Tam has a few pictures from Oklahoma on 66 last year. Perfect, guys. We love that.
Hi, Fern, Elvin, Nick, Bob, Jeffrey, Hugh, James, Dennis, Lee, Joshua.
Typical officer came up with
Awesome.
GFI and enlisted carry it out. Right. So, something I learned long ago was, get the talented people around you, get talented people around you that can do the stuff that you're not capable of. So I'm just an idea guy. So I get talented people like my wife who can do all the work, and I can just take credit for it.
Can do it all.
Sorry we missed you in Nebraska. I had to deal with inspections for the campground, but we won't miss Route 66. That is completely okay. Next one won't have time and place restrictions. World Record Program did. Right. So the next one we're going to set it up to be about 300 miles per day. So that gives people plenty of time to stop, smell the roses, take the pictures, hang out of an evening, eat breakfast together, all that stuff that at least we didn't get to do a lot of in the World Record Poker Run. We get to do more of that, because that for me were the greatest memories. Was when we're in Eureka Springs and we pulled into the hotel, and every balcony, every room had a little balcony, and everybody's like sitting out, hanging out, having fun, having a few drinks, having a bunch of laughs. That image is what it was all about, and it was awesome. So I'm excited to do Route 66. It's a dream ride for me. I know it's a dream ride for a bunch of other people. So if I can make one of my dreams come true with a bunch of my friends, how does it get any better than that? Ken, a
We're
man
right
after my own
behind
heart. Bill Warner loved Eureka Springs. It was my favorite stop. It was the shortest day. So it was only like 200 and some miles. There was some twisty, windy roads, which were great, but it was the shortest day. So that's what gave us the time to hang out and have that great memory. And so that's what I want every day of Route 66.
I love you all. I love you all in the background texting me and messaging and all this stuff. You guys are awesome. Yeah. We'll get this. We'll figure all this out.
So anyway, guys, we will be working hard on that. I promise you. Be patient with us. We're pretty super picky about letting information out that might not be correct. So we want to have our ducks in a row before we say we're going to do this. And then you make a plan for that. And then we're like, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. So that's why it may take us a little bit longer to get you the information. But know when we do, it's accurate, correct, and ready to roll. And so some of the crew are trying to be proactive planners. Perfect. I mean, we need all the help we can get, guys. So, how do I put this? We do this event, takes a lot of time and a lot of energy, and it's not a profitable venture, right? So we're not doing this to make money. We're doing this to have memories. So we also have to do all the stuff that makes us money in order to be able to do all these adventures. So, we have a full gig here plus this. So we will do our absolute best to devote as much time to it, but be patient with us because, like I said, we're not going to let it out until we're 100% sure that's the way it's going to do.
It's the way Mama Badger rolls.
Angie, let's go around the corner and get ice cream. So around the corner, if you've
You know
ever
what
been
time
around,
it is?
if you've ever been around the corner in West Virginia, you probably set a Guinness World Record for the world's longest trip to Dairy Queen, because he's like, it's around the corner, and it was like 25 minutes later we were at Dairy Queen.
It seemed longer than that. My mouth was watering. I'm like, where is this ice cream? Oh, I've learned so much. I'm like,
So my buddy, guys, she has not left my side
oh,
this whole video.
her.
She's like, Daddy's home, and I'm laying right here.
All right, love. I'm
All right.
already in bed, guys. That's where I'm at right now. Seriously, like you're in my bedroom with me because I'm so tired and I'm ready to sleep.
All right, guys. Yeah, we've got to peel off here. It was a full day of riding, and we've got to work tomorrow. So Angie's got to work tomorrow because she's got like 6 days, and then she's gone for 2 weeks. So she's got to work double time because I'll be here working, as always.
Did you say
'Cause
I'd be
the
gone
world
for
is
6
here
weeks?
working. Huh?
What'd you say?
Like 6 days. You'll be gone in like 6 days. Are you here for
Gone
6
in
days?
6 days. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Gone in 6 days. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. Yeah. Not that I
All
won't be working.
All right, guys. So thank you for spending an
Right.
hour and 20 mints. Thank you
Oh,
for spending
wow.
thank you for spending your evening with us. We
Yeah.
really, really appreciate it. And go to Wind Road and give her a like and a share and a subscribe. Go to Mandy the Machine and do the same. And go to Toby and give him some love. It's 3:45 in Ireland, and she has to be up in 4 hours.
Yep. And if any of you guys are watching and you want to meet up with us, go to our next Moto meetup so that we get to know each other and we get to spend and hang time together, which is July 23rd. It's on the website.
All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Good night.
Bye.